A Hall of Fame weekend deadline. We have work to do, and I have questions. JP Morosi, good Thursday morning to you. Apparently, Robert said it, we're back to the where is Dylan Cease going conversation. And we were kind of having our own conversation in the commercial break. Would they move him and add a starter? Explain this to me.
Good morning. Dylan Cease, Lauren, he is on the all hot stove team. He is on the all MLB Central team. He is on all the teams and might be on a different team by the time we get to the evening of July the 31st. Yes, and that's the news that Dylan Cease's name has come up in conversations. Buster Olney first to report that. The overarching story for the Padres is this. As one Padres-connected person told me last night, AJ is talking to everyone, and that, of course, refers to AJ Preller, their president of baseball operations, and indicates to me the Padres are open-minded to buy and sell. And that scenario could look like this. You trade this man, Dylan Cease, who admittedly his ERA is up a run higher than it was in 2024. Perhaps you trade Cease, who has an expiring contract, to replenish some of your minor league depth, and then use that new prospect depth to go out there and make a package for Sandy Alcantara. And Dennis Lin has reported on that potentially with The Athletic. So maybe you see a Sandy Alcantara trade coming in because Alcantara is not eligible for free agency until after 2026. Maybe he comes in. Stephen Kwan's a possibility, and John Heyman's reported on that. I think you're starting to see the thought process for AJ Preller. It's a bubble team. I think they're more buyer than seller. But if you sell Dylan Cease and bring back some prospects, you're able to strengthen your roster for the long term and look at the next week of buying as the first salvo of your offseason spending for 25-26. So again, to recap, you might see Dylan Cease going out, but you might also see a Sandy Alcantara or Stephen Kwan coming in.
AJ talking to everyone. I certainly believe that. How about the Twins? 5 games back. It's been tough. Even yesterday on Wednesday, they played good baseball. Rocco saying, I liked a lot about what we were doing. It's not coming together. Now what?
Well, and you're right, Lauren. The series against the Dodgers, to me, showed that they are a very talented team for whom not everything is clicking in 2025, and therefore you are certainly going to listen on your pending free agents. That's been the news of the week for the Twins. They are now willing to engage on these potential players. Now, not everybody here is a pending free agent. Duran is not a pending free agent. Jax is not a pending free agent, nor is Varland. But Willie Castro and Coulomb are free agents, as is Harrison Bader, who is having an excellent offensive season. I actually think among the potential trade candidates for the Twins, Bader has about as much trade value as anybody does on that particular team. So I like the mix of players they could potentially move. We've talked before about Joe Ryan. I tend to think Joe Ryan will stay put unless Derek Falvey is overwhelmed by the offers there. But I saw Duran pitch this week against the Dodgers, hitting 102. And yeah, Ohtani hit a home run off him. But I don't know if anybody else in the world can hit a home run off a down-and-away sinker at 100 miles an hour besides Shohei Ohtani. So Duran's stuff is still really good. Jax, I think, is one of the better setup men in baseball. Louis Varland, same thing. So for all the teams out there that need some help with the bridge, I would mention the Toronto Blue Jays as being a possible fit there because they want to maybe add to their bullpen mix. The Mariners are one more possibility. So I do think the Twins will make a number of moves. I'm just not sure, Lauren, if Joe Ryan is going to be one of them.
Decision time at the deadline. But before that, Hall of Fame weekend where Ichiro will take his place in baseball history, rightfully so. We know the entire body of work, right? But you spoke to someone who noticed it, recognized the talent at the beginning of his career. Take me inside that conversation.
Yes, Lauren, thank you very much. One of my recent guests on the Road to Cooperstown podcast, Pat Gillick, the Hall of Fame executive, he was the Mariners GM at the time that Ichiro Suzuki arrived before that the American League record-setting 2001 season. And I want to make sure D-Row listens up here because, of course, Ichiro's first manager in the major leagues is one of D-Row's former skippers, the great Lou Piniella. And let's listen to Pat Gillick describing Lou Piniella and what he thought he might have seen from Ichiro early on in spring training that year.
Lou said to us, he says, I haven't seen any power out of this guy. He says, I don't know if he's gotten any power. So Coburn talked to Ichiro and he said, look, he said, Ichiro said, well, my style is to hit the ball all over. I'm not a pull hitter. But anyway, we played an exhibition game in spring training, and Ichiro hit 2 home runs in that spring training game, and right out of right field. And so Lou said, well, he's got power. I didn't know he had that power. But he just went about his business, and they knew he was all baseball and loved the game and was committed. And so the rest of the players on the team and also the coaching staff, they were delighted that we were able to get him.
Pat Gillick, referring to Jim Colborn, who was then the Mariners director of Pacific Rim Scouting, played a really vital role in signing Ichiro Suzuki. And 2 more points I want to make on Ichiro. Number 1, he's made 7 different visits, 7, during his active playing career to Cooperstown. 7 visits. Wow. Ichiro believed it was important for him to learn the history of the game as he was going through his own career, so he had a certain perspective on what he was watching. So I think we're going to hear, Lauren, on Sunday, one of the all-time greatest speeches in the history of the Hall of Fame. Ichiro has a tremendous sense of humor. I do expect, as was the case for his Mariners Hall of Fame speech, that most, if not all of it, will be in English. His comedic timing is unbelievable, and I cannot wait for it. The final note, now I'll bring it back to Lou Piniella, D-Row. During his Mariners Hall of Fame speech, Ichiro said that after the Mariners' first win of that 0-1 season, Lou Piniella in the clubhouse gives Ichiro a big, wet kiss on his cheek, is what Ichiro said. And he said, this is a custom in America I'm not really sure that I'm familiar with. And he said this did not happen for all 116 wins that year, but it did happen after win number 1. A big kiss from Sweet Lou on Ichiro's cheek.
My gosh, he is one of a kind. Thanks for sharing his love for the game, right? Never wanting it to be over is what I'll take from him. JP Morosi on the Inside Corner. Complete coverage from Cooperstown on Sunday on MLB Network.